Hello guys, Chanascaping here. Welcome to my second video talking about the care of Channa. Okay, so for this edition, for this video, I'm going to be talking about Channa Brunnea. Okay, now Channa Brunnea is actually, it's actually one of the rarer dwarf snakeheads on the market. And I think for a while now, I think probably for a few years, it's gone by another name, which is that of chocolate Bleheri. Okay, so there is another species which is called Channa Bleheri, the rainbow snakehead. And yeah, this is a very, very similar species, both in color, its body shape, and it's just its overall outlook, as well as its behavior and just the care. But this is a different species from Channa Brunnea. This has already been identified by science to be known as Channa Brunnea. So the main differences between Channa Brunnea and Channa Brunnea are basically to do with the color. Now you'll understand why it's called chocolate Bleheri when you compare it to Channa Bleheri, because the Channa Brunnea color, overall the body color is a lot darker. I wouldn't say chocolate, no, not exactly brown, but it's kind of a golden color. Depending on the light that you shine on it, it's a brownish golden color. But I think the real standout, the real highlight of this fish, is the fins, which are this very, very beautiful orange color. I think some people call it tiger stripe kind of color. Yeah, I think that's the main difference. You can the way to identify Brunei from Bleheri. Okay, so personally, I've kept seven of these in some form or another over the past year or two. Unfortunately, a lot of them have succumbed very, very early on to a fungal disease, and in some cases, I haven't up to this day. I still haven't been able to identify what that fungal disease is. I've tried many treatments. I've tried a lot of different things which people out there on the internet or forums have advised me to do, but I just can't reverse the disease that a lot of these fish seem to have once they've come in. I think one of the main problems, and I think this seems to be a pretty common train of thought amongst Channa keepers, is that they don't seem to travel very well from when they come over, when they're shipped over from their home, when they get caught in India. So 99% of these, maybe even 100% of these fish are wild caught, and they just don't seem to travel very well. So I think a real danger point for new owners is when they just buy them straight out of the dealer. Um, I would say, yeah, there's a high chance that, and I've seen this on other forums as well, and in Facebook groups when people just bought them, there's a high chance for these Channa and especially and other Channa as well to quickly develop these sort of fungal diseases, which just can't be reversed. Yeah, I've lost a lot of these fish and other Channa as well to this disease very quickly in the past. So I would say, if possible, just try and get them from a reputable dealer who might have quarantined them already for a while, maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. And I know it's difficult to check this, but the quality of your dealer and getting good stock, preferably, yeah, stock which is not just arrived, just fresh off the boat, is going to be critical. A lot of China, especially from the northern India region, that subtropical region, seem to really be susceptible to these sorts of fungal diseases. So just make sure that, yeah, you're getting them from a good dealer. Okay. Okay, overall care for these Channa very similar to other dwarf snakeheads, and that includes Bleheri, Andral, Channa limbata as well as some of the other newly discovered species which are very rare, but which I'm hoping to get at some point in the future. Okay, so um, decent sized tank. My specimen here is about 5 inches, and I've got this Channa in a 2 footer, in a standard 2 footer, 60 centimeter tank. The tank should be. I've specifically actually set this tank up to be kind of low light to try and give it a black water kind of feel. That's probably a good environment for them. It needs to be well planted, lots of hiding spaces, and as with all other Channa, they need to have a gap at the top because they're air breathers and they need to breathe that air at the top. So don't fill the tank right up to the top. Remember to leave that little space at the top where they can come up to breathe. For filtration, I've kept it really, really simple. I've used two sponge filters. I've got a pretty simple air filter pump going on at the back. Two sponge filters, one on each side. Keep the flow down low. They do not like high water movement. They do not like very, very fast, choppy movement. So save your big power filters. Save all those big, nice, flashy filters which pump out 1,000,000 liters of water an hour. Save those for other tanks. China do not like them, and they do not appreciate them, and they probably won't thrive in such an environment. They come from these environments which are pretty, which the water is pretty still. They like particularly to hang on top of the water. I think that's very, very much their natural behavior. They hang at the top of the water, looking for prey that maybe drops down from above, or just to rest there at the top. If you have a high water filtrations, if you have a high flow water filtration system, they're not able to do that, and I think that disturbs them a lot. Okay. Yeah, decoration. Nothing too crazy. Just I use a lot of driftwood. My substrate is gravel. I use a lot of plants in there, pretty simple plants. Hornwort is a particular favorite, I think, of Channa, and especially dwarf Channa, because they're actually small enough to kind of just hang in the hornwort and rest there and gulp the air. They seem to really, really love that hornwort. Okay, so I would recommend hornwort as a must for any dwarf snakehead tank. All right. Okay, for feeding, very, very similar again to other Channa. I personally like to feed my Channa, and this specimen here, this Channa of mine, he eats almost exclusively pellets. So I use for this size, I'm using Hikari cichlid pellets. I think, the red floating ones which just float up on top. Okay, he took to them instantly. As soon as I put them in the tank the first time he went for them, he grabbed them. I know other China maybe from other owners have, it might be a bit more slow to maybe find the taste for them, but eventually they will take the pellets, and pellets are a good source of nutrition. Occasionally, once a week or twice a week, I'll feed other food, includes live food, maybe like mealworms, earthworms, whatever I can get my hands on, but the staple diet is going to remain as pellets. I think that pellets offer a very, very good source of nutrition, and this is the same for all my other channels as well. Other issues such as tank mates, I like to keep all my Channa in species specific tanks, so species only tanks. I do know other owners who put them in with like maybe strong armored catfish who are able to fend for themselves, but I just kind of think, why risk it? I think just enjoy them by themselves, and yeah, you can put other fish in there, but I wouldn't risk it. Just keep them solo, and you just won't have any problems. Okay. Okay, so I think that's about it for Channa Brunnea. I think in maybe my future videos, I'm going to be featuring this fish as well. But I will also continue to cover other Channa as well. So stay tuned to the channel. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's useful. Stay back. Channa Scaping, signing out.